what you see as your legacy. What do you want those who love you to know from your heart? What do you want them to retain about your life and philosophy, and what do you want them to keep in their hearts about you?
Love is everything. Happiness comes from within yourself. And people are the only thing that matters in this life. Relationships. And I really hope that, and that's my goal every day in life, is to show my children how to get through something really, really hard. And that they're resilient too, that they have the strength to get through whatever comes their way. And gratitude, happiness comes from looking all around you and focusing and seeing all of the wonderful things in your life that you can be grateful for, because they are always there.
What do you think it means to grieve well?
I've thought a lot about that because it is, again, very messy. And you need to allow grace for yourself as you go between functional thought and fight flight mode, or if you get stuck in freeze and fawn. Grieving well, I think, looks like taking the time to remember your loved one at the times that you can, and also blocking it when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's allowing the feeling of pain to be there and also seeking ways to relieve it. Healthy ways that maybe it doesn't, like, especially in the first probably 2 years, I didn't feel light. I struggled because I reached out to God to connect to him, and I didn't feel his light, his influence. I felt also abandoned. And at the same time, there's been, I think the one thing for me has been the hope that there is a God, or the hope that there is a possibility of happiness again. And there's been times where people have said it will get better, and I hate them because in this extended time of pain and sorrow and hurt that is indescribable, it does not feel like it will get better. It does not. And even when it does get feeling better, there's so many setbacks. There's times where I have had an experience where I tipped into genuine happiness, but then it gets tinged.
Right.
And so I would say that grieving well is keeping yourself safe and honoring the journey.
Mm.
And to those that might not have taken the time to think about the possibility of death, please take the opportunity to write a will and register at the recorder's office. Please take the opportunity to establish life insurance, especially if you're a spouse or you have children. Please take the opportunity to talk about what you would want to happen to your body, where you would want to be buried, what kind of burial, what even you want to wear. Please take the time to make these things known, even though death is scary. If you don't, when someone either leaves by choice or by seemingly choice or otherwise, you will find, I think, that the aftermath of any loss is so difficult to navigate that these few things that you can do while everything is fine, while death is so distant, will save and support those that are left behind. And it's just important to take that time to take those steps, and it doesn't have to be all at once, and there's quite a bit of process to several of the things. So just
Right.
make it part of your regular, just if you're budgeting, if you're planning a menu, if you're whatever normal life things you're doing, every once in a while make sure that you're doing what would I do to prepare for this and whatnot. And just, I think grieving well is just kind of staying in that continual state of learning.
You can keep their memory, your love for them in your heart, but you need to be able to do all the things that Michael says. Enjoy it, do the things that you really want to do. Remember them, but just live a good life afterwards.
Thank you.
I think that's how you can honor them really well.
What do you think it means to grieve well?
I think grieving well means to live well. And I don't know if anyone else has said that yet, but we've talked about it a little bit, that it's important to continue to live your life, and you're honoring the people that emotion you're honoring. So do that. Just do that with vigor, and don't hold yourself back because of loyalty you might feel towards that loved one. They're going to be happy that you're happy and experiencing things and carrying on. I'm sure of that.
What do you think it means to grieve well?
Grief is this loss, right? That's basically what it is. Be it a parent or a sister or a marriage or some terrible loss. So for me, I think that grieving well is maybe through grief, you can add something to your life because you've had this loss. So what if grieving well is that you add something, you build. So you could add perspective. Maybe I can add compassion, ability to treasure people, and maybe mercy. So I look at grieving well as adding something to your life because of the loss.
Thank you. I love that.
I would say that grieving well is understanding other people's grief and being able to feel like you can go and talk to them, where before I would have not wanted to cross over into that, but to feel like I can. And I feel like grieving well is a hope, and knowing that we're not alone and that we're watched over and that we can be supported spiritually and with friends and family.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Good Grief Believer podcast. I believe we grieve better when we share our experiences with others, and I am always eager to hear from other people about their unique grief journey. Please contact me if you would be willing to share your perspective with me as a guest on the Good Grief Believer podcast by emailing me at goodgriefbeliever@gmail.com. That's GOODGRIEFBELIEVER @gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you soon.